Hi everyone, my name is Almaroof Olaitan, and today I'll be talking to us about the governance and security for Agentic AI. So, let's get started. What exactly is Agentic AI? In plain English term, Agentic AI refers to AI system that can independently plan, decide, and take action to achieve goals. Because the reality of things right now is AI has gone past the experimental stage where we basically go into our AI to get a prompt and we get a response. The reality of things right now is a lot of organizations are doing more with AI. And the reality of things is a lot of businesses are leveraging on agentic AI. And with agentic AI, it's unlike the traditional AI system, right? It does not just respond, it initiates an action and they operate continuously as across different system, across your data, and across your workflow. And the key characteristics of agentic AI is goal-driven reasoning, right? And also the ability to use different tools, ability to integrate with different APIs and application, and also the ability to make decision over time. So, just like I said earlier on, the reality of things is AI has gone from being an assistant to actor. Now we have different organizations leveraging on the capability of agentic AI. Prior to 2024, the reality of things is a lot of organizations were leveraging on generative AI, which basically means you put in your prompt in your AI tool, and your AI tool responds to each user's prompt, and also it provides recommendations or content, and there is no action taken. But right now, as of 2026, agentic AI is now fully in play. It means we've gone past that content creation stage to agentic AI acting on behalf of the organization, executing tasks across different systems, escalate to humans only when required. So the reality of things is a lot of businesses are now leveraging on the capability of agentic AI to do more across their various businesses. So the reality of things right now is agentic AI now function as a new class of non-human workers. It can assign roles such as analyst, case handler. Now we have situations whereby in different setup we have businesses creating different AI agent for different purposes. For example, in the HR team, you can create an HR agent that does the HR activity. Instead of users going to the HR to ask for information about some documents or to ask for some internal information, the organization can create an agent for the HR such that end users go into that agent, they put in their prompts, whatever it is they need from the HR, and the agent does it, and the HR doesn't even have to be involved. So basically, if a user needs a particular internal document, once they get into the HR agent, the HR agent points them to the direction where they need to get the document, be it from the SharePoint side or from the organization OneDrive side or from the organization data storage side. So the reality of things is AI agents are now acting as digital workers. And why this matter is because organizations, different businesses are able to gain productivity at machine scale. In a situation whereby the HR have to like undo different requests from different internal users, we can have HR agent set up for that, and the agent does all the job. It means the HR or the people in the HR team have more time on their hand to be even more productive. And also another thing, another reason why the HR agents the agentic AI matters is because there is consistent decision making, right? Because the agent is connecting to different APIs, right? It's connecting to the organization workflow. And what it means is there's that constant and consistent decision making about how the agent makes its decision, because it's work based on the organization workflow. And when a particular request has been prompted in, the agent knows what to do, it knows how to do what to do. Let's say, for example, a user is asking a question about a particular document, and there's already a SharePoint site where those documents are stored. The HR agent points the user to where the document is. And if it's a document that the user is not meant to have access to, the HR agent respond to the user the right way. So basically, and in summary, these agents work based on the organization workflow. And the good thing is there's 24/7 execution without fatigue, unlike humans, where when we have constant meetings, when we have constant engagement, we get to be fatigued. It's actually kind of like different here, because this is an agent that works 24/7. So technically what it means is, if our internal users, our users need to get anything from this agent, they can always go in at any point in time, at any time of the day, or at any time of the night. They can easily go into the agent, put in their prompt, and they are able to get response, and the agent keeps working without a fatigue. So let's look at the agentic AI in the UK market. What has been happening in the UK market over these past few years with the rise and explosion of agentic AI. Now, we have situations where the financial services, financial sectors, we have big banks in the UK are currently leveraging on the capability of agentic AI. For example, Lloyds Bank, as an example, has an agentic AI that helps with fraud detection. Not just Lloyds, but Lloyds was like the first in the UK to start leveraging on the capability of agentic AI. So what it means is, instead of having your SOC team or your fraud detection team working day and night, stressing themselves over different fraud cases that might take days, that might take weeks, that might take months to detect, the reality of things is there's a shift, and a whole lot of financial services, a whole lot of financial sectors are now leveraging on the capability of agentic AI to help ease their fraud detection and compliance workflow services. So we have banks like Lloyd's, like Sterling, all leveraging on the capability of agentic AI, which speaks to the fact that agentic AI is here to stay. To stay. Then also, we also have the retail industry. They are leveraging on the capability of agentic AI for their supply chain and demand forecasting. Then also, it's the same with the public sector, right? Everyone in the public sector are now leveraging on the capability of agentic AI to triage, scheduling, and for their service optimization. Instead of making decision that could take you probably like months or weeks to make, you're able to make that decision in the space of minutes. And that is what agentic AI brings to the table. And with agents, decisions can be logged, and they are also auditable. So basically what it means is whatever it is that your agent is doing, you can log for the data of whatever the agents that you must have created for any purpose, whatever it is that is doing, you can log it, you can audit it, and get to understand how your agents, how they are doing. Then also agent acts with defined authority, because when you're building an agent, the agent basically work with your workflow. It works based on your internal objectives. It works based on your compliance goals. So let's say, for example, we are creating an agent for fraud detection. It means basically this agent is meant to be there to detect all sort of fraud in whatever transaction that has been logged into it. So basically what it means is it's work with a defined authority, based on the workflow that has been integrated into it, based on the kinds of APIs that has been integrated into it. So it works with a defined structure, with a defined workflow. And the reality of things is different business with different objective, with different compliance goals. And the reality of things is the operation model of this agentic AI, they work along your structured or defined authority. So, since agentic AI is now a thing, the reality of things is we need to govern these AI agents, and at the same time, we need to secure this AI agent, because the first thing is there is a new risk surface, right? Because AI agents are making autonomous decision at machine speed. So we need to properly govern and secure our AI agents. And the reality of things is, as businesses, as organizations, we have different internal objectives. We have different compliance goals, because these are different sectors, right? Different sectors, different internal objective, different compliance goals. And that is the main reason why we need to properly govern our AI agents based on what our industry compliance might be. Then also, another reason is because there is non-human identity accessing sensitive system, because with AI agents, they are integrating with the organization's data, they are integrating with the organization's workflow, they are integrating with the organization's API, and these are non-human identities, and they are accessing sensitive system, they are accessing sensitive data. So it is very much important, and this is why it is very, very important for us to properly govern and secure these agents. Then also, we have the issue with shadow AI and uncontrolled agent, because when organizations start deploying different agents for different purposes, there might be situation of shadow AI, because it means some users in the organization might be doing things that they are not meant to do with these agents, or things that probably do not comply with the organization's compliance. So this is the more reason why we also need to factor in governance and security of these AI agents. So the security objectives include ensuring agents act only within approved boundaries, right? So, if we are creating an agent, let's say, for example, the organization is leveraging on an HR agent. So, it is only right we ensure that the data the agent is connecting to has to be with data within the HR department alone, because as businesses we have different departments. We have different departments, and different departments have different data that they are dealing with, and it is not right for people in the HR unit to have access to probably some financial data in the organization which they are not meant to have access to. So, in summary, the point I'm trying to make is we need to ensure that our agents act only within approved boundaries. They have access to just the data they are meant to have access to. And also, we also need to prevent misuse, compromise, or data leakage, because it is actually very, very important, because since AI agents are having access to data, and that is why security is actually very, very important. And also governance is actually very, very important, because we have to properly protect the organization data from getting leaked. We also have to like make sure this data these agents are having access to are not being compromised, and at the same time they are not being misused. And also, we want to maintain regulatory trust and accountability, because as businesses we have different regulatory trust and accountability that we need to meet, and this is why securing of agents is actually very, very important. And this is where the Microsoft Entra identity for agentic AI comes into play, right? With the Microsoft Entra, you're able to have an agent's identity, which technically means for every agent that is deployed in your organization, there is a unique Entral agent ID. What it means is, let's say, for example, I have probably like 20 agents in my organization. What it means is for those 20 agents, I know they have a unique ID, which means if one thing is not working like it should, I can easily know which agent is not doing what it's meant to do, because I know for agent one to agent two, they have different unique agent ID, which means it is easy for me to easily track any agent that I need to track, or probably when anything is not going right, I can easily know, okay, what agent is not going right, what agent is not acting right. Then also identity bound action ensure traceability, right? Because these are agents, and for identity is actually very, very important for every part of the business, right? Because if a threat is going to happen, it starts from the identity layer. Identity is like the genesis of threat happening. So with this, we have the identity bound action ensure traceability. So it means with identity bound action, we are able to trace any agent that probably does not comply with the organization compliance policy and sort of stuff like that. Then also there is life cycle management from creation to retirement, right? So what it means is from the moment an agent has been created, we are able to understand, okay, yes, this is the life cycle of this agent. It's been created. Because one thing about agents, one thing about data, data has a life cycle, right? The life cycle of a data start from the moment it was being created to the moment it was being probably retired or destroyed. The same thing works with the way the Microsoft Entra addresses agentic AI. So what it means is there is a life cycle management for agentic AI, and the life cycle management start from the moment that AI agent was being created to the moment where the AI agent is being retired. Then also with Microsoft Entra, we are able to achieve zero trust enforcement. And with zero trust, it means for every agent, we are able to use the principle of least privilege access. So, what least privilege access basically means is an agent does not have access to more than what is meant to have access to. Let's say, for example, because these are things that have happened in the business world where an admin have so much access, and they don't even understand how much of access they have. And before you know it, um, something they've done things they are not meant to do, and before you know, there are leakage of data, or they've not been able to use their access the right way. So in summary, what I'm trying to say is with the least privileged access, agentic AI only have access to just the documents they are meant to have access to, or access to the rights they are meant to have access to, and nothing more than that. So in this, let's look at a situation whereby we create an agentic AI for the HR team. So what we know that this agentic AI is just meant to have access to data in the HR folder alone, and that's just it. It doesn't have more access than that. So what it means is if it wants to get data from anywhere, it's only getting data from the HR folder, right? Then also there's conditional access and policy enforcement. So because with zero trust, we want to use the principle of least privilege. We always want to assume breach, and yes. So for zero trust enforcement, so it means we are able to leverage on the capability of conditional access and policy enforcement. We are able to enforce the right policy on this AI agent, right? And this conditional access will be based on the organization's internal objectives and compliance goals. Then also there is continuous evaluation of agent behavior, right? We are able to see what our agents are doing, and we are able to see, okay, what data are they having access to, and how they are having access to that data, and is the agent giving us the right ROI on business. So we are able to properly enforce zero trust with the Microsoft Entra. Then also, when we look at governing and defending our workforce, what Microsoft has done now is Microsoft has just introduced the Agent 365, right, which serve as a central governance and lifecycle management for agents. And the good thing is this, because we understand as business, we're now leveraging on the capability of agentic AI, and the reality of things is businesses are even using agents that are being created from partners. So which now take us to the fact that even the AI agent that we are leveraging on is not just internal agents alone. Now we have external AI agents coming into our business, having access to our data, integrating into our APIs, integrating into our workflow. So what it means is we need that centralized hub to be able to properly govern and have a proper lifecycle management of these agents. And that is what Microsoft has done with the Agent 365. So basically with the Agent 365, you're able to understand how your agents are doing, what they are doing, what data they are having access to. You're able to see, okay, is this agent giving us the right return on investment? You're able to properly manage and govern the life cycle of these AI agents. Then also you're able to define your agent purpose, their scope and autonomy. And this is something new, prior to Agent 365 coming into play, you really can't define an agent autonomy. But the good thing now is with the centralized hub with Agent 365, you're able to properly define an agent purpose. Since we created an agent, we're looking at the agent, we are monitoring the agent, we can see what data the agent is having access to, we can see the performance of the agent, we can see what the agent is doing, if it's giving us the right ROI or not. We can see the scope of the agent, and at the same time, we can define the autonomy of the agent. And also, another thing we can achieve with Agent 365 is it's been embedded with human on the loop approval, such that, okay, we understand the fact that agent takes action, but if we want a situation whereby an agent doesn't decide on the final action, we can leverage on the human on the loop approval, such that it might be probably the head of the SOC teams determine the final action of an agent. So with Agent 365, we've had embedded the human on the loop approval. Then also security co-pilot, right, which acts as an agentic defender, right? You're able to determine all sort of anomalous behavior and leak secrets across all your agents, internally or external agents that are connecting to your organization's data. And also with security co-pilot, it supports rapid investigation and response. And what it technically means is whatever it is that is happening across your agents, you're able to properly investigate for all sort of threats across the agent, and you're also able to properly provide a response to those threats. So that's one good thing about the Microsoft Security Copilot. And a lot of people have been asking in the past about Copilot. A lot of people have been asking about Copilot is, who really need security Copilot? What do I have to do to need security Copilot? And sort of stuff like that. The reality of things is with security Copilots, you can leverage on the capability of AI to be able to properly investigate threats across all your agents. You're able to properly investigate threats, provide response to threats. Threat that you're meant to like investigate for probably, let's say, hours, use days on, you can be able to get response in the space of seconds. So that is why security copilot is also very, very important in we properly governing and defending our AI agents. So that's why security for copilot is actually very, very important in we securing and properly investigating and providing a proper response to our AI agent. And another question a lot of people have actually been asking about Agent 365 is it just going to be internal agents? And the reality of things is a lot of organizations right now are leveraging on not just internal agents, right? Um, we have situations whereby organizations have different partners that they are working with, and with these partners, the partners have to connect to the customer's environment with their own agents, which technically means it is not just your agent alone, right? So that means you have internal agents that you've deployed internally that are helping you to automate your business processes. But at the same time, you also have external agents that you're leveraging on, based on the kind of partnership you have with some of your partners or customers, which means now we have internal agents at the same time. At the same time, we have external agents. So what it means is it is not just internal agent. But the good thing is with Agent 365, you're able to, properly monitor, govern all these agents. And the good thing is each of these agents, you're able to classify each of these agents. You know which one is your internal agent, you know which one is your external agent, and you're able to properly protect them all. You're able to properly govern them, you're able to properly protect them, you're able to properly set up policies that addresses each of these agents. So the reality of things is it is not just for internal agents, it's not just for governing and defending internal agent, but it's for defending your agent as a whole, be it internal, be it external. So or any agent that is connecting to your API, to your workflow, you're able to properly protect them.